baby. What's going on? Still on this? You've been working for a while. Why not take a break? Well, I mean, even if you haven't gotten much done, I mean, you've been working on this like all day. Is something wrong? Babe, if something's the matter, you can talk to me, okay? I know it might not be something I'm able to help with, but I mean, I'm still here for you, okay? Here. Maybe explaining it to me might help you kind of get out of the rut. Well, I know I don't really know exactly how anything you do works here, but I mean, I'm just a guy, but it's kind of like the one saying, something about mastering a skill and teaching it. I don't know. Well, the point is, try to explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Hey, you already do? What does that mean? Hey, no. What I mean is try to simplify it so that anybody can understand, and maybe that'll help give you a new perspective. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. I think I get it. Yeah, you're right. I probably don't. But I mean, does that help knock anything loose? Get you thinking? Okay, well, how about a little bit of thinking outside the box? Well, I don't know if it compares, but I get the same way when making music a lot of the times. It's easy to get into the same exact routine of doing the same exact things over and over and over that your brain ends up defaulting to the same thing, and then you listen to it and you're like, I don't like it, this could have been done better, or blah 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 blah, and you're more so trying to fit into a mold rather than trying to just make something, you know? So maybe you try thinking outside the box a little bit. And I know, easier said than done. How about this? Say in comparison to, my music, sometimes what I'll do if I'm particularly struggling on a song, what I'll do is I'll focus on whatever genre or whatever kind of music I'm making at the time. And if I'm struggling to come up what to do next, I introduce elements of a totally other different genre. Just something completely out of the blue, and I try to make it work. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's fine. You know, any progress is progress, even if you gotta go back on it. It's, all about the journey and all that. But, sometimes you do have those moments where it works. Is there any way you can try to apply something like that? Maybe. It sounds to me like you're still pretty much burnt out on it. Why don't you take a bit of a break or just some rest? Get your mind off of it. You want to end the night with at least something done, huh? I get that. Believe me, I get that. Well, tell you what. How about this? Now, I don't know if this would work for what you're looking to do, if it would work with how your brain works, but with how my brain works, I am very easily distracted. I am very prone to doom scrolling or going on YouTube and going down a rabbit hole and then just blah 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 blah. So, what I do if I need to focus on a particular piece of work, focus on getting something done like this, what I like to do is what I call the 1 hour and 20-minute method. What I'll do is I will set a timer for 1 hour, and during that hour, I will set my phone just out of arm's length, screen down, so it's not as easy just to pick up and look at. Set it at arm's length, screen down, no music, no nothing, just silence in my unadulterated ADD mind. And I will write and write and write, and I will get as much done as I physically can in that hour. Even if it's bad, even if it's unpolished, even if it's just shit. Because I can always go back and I can always tweak it, and I can always edit it, and I can always make it better, but I can only do that if I've got something there to begin with. Then, when that 20-minute timer is up, then I take a break. Get some water, maybe a snack, and during that time, sometimes depending on what I'm doing, the mood that I'm in, sometimes I'll just pull up YouTube. Maybe I'll watch something that's related to the topic that I'm doing, or sometimes I'll just watch YouTube and something completely unrelated. Something just to, break up the monotony, break up what's going on in my mind. Once that 20-minute timer is up, make sure I'm ready. I start the 1 hour timer and I get back to it, same as before. Well, yeah, for some reason, the spaces in between, having it be a regulated space that is not dependent on me or how I feel, but dependent on physical, real time, that helps me kind of focus and stay in the moment. And those little breaks in between, it kind of helps ground me and, keeps me going. Keeps it from feeling like an all-day slog of just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's at least what works for me. I don't know if it would work for you, but, if you're experiencing creative burnout, maybe it's something worth a shot. You want to give it a try? Okay. Now, there's one other thing that I feel I do have to mention, is that you are not a machine, okay? You are a living, breathing, drinking, and eating creature. You need breaks, okay? Regardless of whatever bullshit on the grind kind of phenomenon is going on with this life, you need breaks. Everybody needs breaks to continue what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's completely natural. I mean, nobody, not even machines, are meant to be running 24/7 without fail. So give yourself that grace. Take that break. Take that moment to stand up, to stretch, to breathe, to get some sunlight, to get some moonlight if you want. Get some fresh air. Just decompress, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you any less than anybody else. All of these, what we see as greats, all these people that have made it in their fields, whatever, they didn't do it by absolutely driving themselves into the dirt. No, I guarantee you, everybody that's ever accomplished anything knows to take breaks, knows to call it quits when they're at their limit, regardless of what they say for the publicity. Everybody has their limits, and that's okay. And so if you feel like you're at the end of yours, there's nothing wrong with calling it for the day, getting some rest, okay? Creative burnout is a real thing. And whether it's just something that you're struggling with in the moment, or if it's just a day after day after day process, it's okay. It's normal. Just whatever you do, just don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Believe me, I get it. I was the same way with music for a long time. Yeah. There was a period of time where, for whatever reason, I was just writing and writing and writing. I kid you not, I was writing like a song a week, which for me is a lot. And I mean like fully produced and everything. But things happened. Circumstances changed, and I started to get to a point of burnout. At a certain point, I stopped liking what I was writing. At a certain point, I stopped coming up with ideas. I got into the same routine of doing the same things over and over again. And it got to the point where every time I would go down, I would sit down and I would try to do something, I ended up hating it. And I would end up dropping the project. I would get frustrated with myself. And I would give it up. And then the next day, same thing. And each passing day, I would be frustrated with myself that I wasn't getting anything done. And that frustration was putting more and more pressure on me to write, to make something that I liked, but I wasn't giving myself that break. I wasn't giving myself that creative liberty. I wasn't giving myself that time to decompress and relax. I got in a really bad cycle of not making anything, stressing out that I'm not making anything, trying to make something, and because I'm so stressed out, I hated everything I made, and then I ended up not making anything. And then it just repeats. It's easy to get lost in, believe me. And so, even if whatever this is so important to you, just know that you can give yourself that grace. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that love. Okay? You're gonna make it through this. I believe in you. Now, with that said, regardless if you want to take a break for the night, go back in 20 minutes, go back in an hour, try to do that 1 hour, 20-minute method I mentioned, or if you just want to call it a night and just be done with it and just get your mind off it, get out of work mode. Either one is perfectly okay. But regardless, I think I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to make us some cookies. Because you deserve very nice cookies. Okay? I love you, baby. Go easy on yourself, okay? Alright, baby. I'll talk to you later.